Well, hello everyone, welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode, and welcome to a far more pleasant Yulemoor. The city is now a much more pleasant place to be. Vothri got away, but that's fine. We are in the process of figuring out how we are going to give chase up the big floating mountain. Can we actually see the big floating mountain from here somewhere? I wonder. Now I want to go looking. I think it would be out kind of the north-facing way, so somewhere out here. I'm curious. Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. Yipes. Yipes and cool. Well, we'll figure it out. Alphino! What is step one of figuring it out? If you happen to know. Alphino's eyes glisten with joy. Ah yes, you're having a proud little moment right now, aren't you? Well, you've earned it. The ladder's situated to the north and west of Right. Let us make our way there, Dermot. All right. Let's head down there. In fact, we've not used this in a while. There we are. And from here we head a good ways north. I think that must be the ladder. Come on, Claude. Claude, we're on a coastline. This is finally a place that can almost be like home turf to you. Granted, we're traveling away from the coastline, but, you know, still. There's a sea breeze in the air, at least. Here we are. Boy, that is large. So, I don't know how useful I'm going to be with any of this. Alphino, I caught up. The ladder's a sturdy piece of engineering, but much may go wrong after 20 years of disuse. Let us be doubly thorough with its maintenance. Yeah, I leave all that to more capable hands, like yours, hopefully. First things first, a 50-point inspection. Wouldn't do to have them falling to pieces now. Certainly wouldn't. Why are you standing there gawping? There's lots to be done, so go and make yourself useful. I'm going to, as soon as I figure out how. To see my darling Chai so engrossed in his work, I think I'm falling in love again. No good. I'm glad you two's enthusiasm for life, well, you one's enthusiasm for life is undampened, and the other one is busy. Thoughts? Bottom rung, they call this place. How very apt. Apparently, it used to be the control center for the ladder and a bustling hub of transport. Its glory days are far behind it. I could have surmised that as well. Dermin, dost thou see yonder pair of Talos? Yes, they're very conspicuous, Urianger. For a blessing, they were found to be in good repair. Master Chai prepareth to activate them as we speak. With our arcane knowledge, Y'shtola and I will serve as his assistants. At the appointed hour, we shall imbue the golems with ether. Others, meanwhile, attend to the ladder itself, which hath too long lain neglected. Extensive maintenance will be needed ere it can move again, as well as myriad materials with which to perform it. If thou art willing, we would prevail upon thee to procure lumber. That I can probably do. My thanks, Dermin. Directly to the south thou wilt find a dry dock, Venmont Yards. Pray see if thou canst persuade the folk there to part with some lumber for our cause. That I can do. Let me go and put on my most persuasive face. I can't imagine they're doing much shipbuilding in this shipyard anymore. What else could they need the lumber for? Hey, can I have some? Oh there, sinner. Haven't seen you around before. New to Gate Town, I take it. If you need lumber for a shack, you've come to the right place. And we can do the building for you too, though it'll cost extra. Oh, that makes sense, actually. You want lumber to restore the ladder? Why in the world would anyone want to do that? If you don't have the coin, least you could do is come up with a believable excuse. But look, I'm not one to turn folk away. I'll give you your lumber if you do me a favor in return. Okay. I just finished taking stock of our supply and was about to do another round for good measure. I want you to do the counting instead, and we'll see if your total matches mine. Now, some of the lumber is lying about the yard, but most of it's kept in the storehouse. For these, you can just ask Grithel for the number. Here, I'll lend you some writing material so you can take notes. Ooh. I'll do my best. Take stock of the supply of lumber at the shipyard. What you learn can be reviewed in your key items. All right. Let's try to do a good job. Here's one stack to study. As soon as I can do jumps. Okay. Let's see. You count 11 planks in the stack. All right, 11. Where are more stacks? Not to alarm you, Irvith, or Irvith, whatever, but it's surprisingly difficult to locate lumber at your shipyard. Where are they hiding the lumber in the shipyard? I feel like it doesn't speak well to their current supply of lumber that it is so very difficult to find more lumber in the shipyard. Oh wait, there's some. So that's where you've been hiding. Let's count you. 11 plus 24, all right. 35 in total so far. Plus whatever you have to tell me. Huh? Taking stock for Irvith, are you? Just gonna go with that pronunciation for now, I think. Well, last I counted, we had 68 planks in the storehouse here. 9 of those were rotted through, though, so we tossed them out. So, 59, I think? I'm gonna have to check the key items on this one. Oi, Grithel, another load's just arrived. Oh, come on. 13 planks all told, but one's damaged. It's only good for kindling now. Right then. Bring the good ones here and be sure to let Irvith know as well. Couldn't just give me some simple math, could you, Grithel? So, how many planks does that make now? You're writing down those numbers anyway, right? I'm sure you can work it out. Oh boy. You jot down the details of the conversation. I better check my notes. Okay, so the 68 in the storehouse, 9 were discarded, so that means 59 in total in the storehouse. 13 delivered, 1 damaged means 12 delivered, so that's 59 plus 12, so 71. And then plus 24 is 95, plus 11 is 106, I think. So 106. If my math is correct, and I have learned better than to assume that my math is correct in any circumstance. Done, are you? So how many planks did you count? 106, hopefully. Ah, that's exactly what I counted. Oh, good. Thanks for your help, friend. Taking stock fair puts me to sleep, but it has to be done. As promised, I'll give you your lumber. What do you need it for, anyway? It is actually for the ladder, though. You were serious about the ladder? I'll be damned. If that's the case, please, let us help with the work. We're shipwrights with no ships to build, only shacks. While it's a living, we all itch to do something greater. This fellow you say is in charge. You reckon he'd mind the likes of us barging in on his project? I imagine he would welcome the help. Wonderful. I'll round up the lads and lasses and we'll head over to the ladder, along with all the lumber you need. Fantastic. The more skilled craftsman hands we can have working on this stuff, the better. I imagine lots of people in Yulmore have expertise in various things, but I can't imagine many of them have had much reason to put those skills into practice in a while. Hurry on, Jade! Job's done! Lumber is on the way, and people who know how to use it. Ah, thou art returned. Wert thou able to procure the lumber? Well, well, to secure not only the material, but the eager cooperation of the shipwrights besides. Their expertise shall greatly avail our efforts. Master Chai's own efforts have not been without struggle, but he hath proven himself to be a determined soul. I doubt not but that the work shall be complete ere long, and we may continue on our way once more. Though it hath been years in the making, at long last do the people stand united in defiance of the world's fate, their hopes spurring us ever onward toward journey's end. Whatsoever may await us, when thou takest those final steps, I pray that it shall be with a smile upon thy face. It's sweet of you to say. I think. I'm pretty sure. It sounded real nice. Urianger is wearing a pensive look. Ah, but prematurely do I give myself to sentimental musings. Many more pressing concerns demand our attention, not the least of which is the matter of how we might reach the mountain, detached from the land as it is. For the present, 'twould appear we have matters here well in hand. Perhaps thou shouldst take thine ease for a time. Thou wilt need every ounce of thy strength for the trials ahead. Huh, I suppose you're right. By the intensity with which he works, 'tis as if all that reluctance was a lie. Glad to hear you're keeping busy. Such a primitive, inefficient design. A much smaller Talos from our company could just as easily perform the same task. I see you're getting right back into your stride. Good to see. Good, good. Oh, he'll have them moving again soon. I know he will. I believe you. The work proceeds apace, I'm pleased to say. When it is restored, the ladder will not only be our way forward, it will represent a momentous step towards lasting change for Calusia. I'd say you've changed quite a lot out here already. I've rounded up as much material as I could for the work, just my little bit for the cause. I see you are feeling very similar to me, in that there's not a whole lot I can do to help at this exact moment. Oh, Derman, I heard you went to find lumber. From afar, the ladder looks like it was made entirely of metal, but there's actually a lot of wood if you look for it. Oh yeah, I suppose you're right. With some really cool weathering on it, too. I know this game's quite old at this point, and sort of showing its age visually, but still some really fantastic art direction in here. The Yulmorans have rallied quite impressively. Amidst great adversity, a little purpose never goes astray. Well, I'll go park over here and have a little rest for a bit. While I can.
Would you look at that? The citizens of Yulmore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor. Who would have thought it possible? Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason? You conquer them. Crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Alec, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace. This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones, a difficult feat to achieve. But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it. The vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, fair brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying? Well, rest assured that if your heart can be broken, then so can mine. Back when the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amarok. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed. Not that you would remember any of this.
Remember, you say?
Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal, a complete existence in a complete world. But such talk is a pleasure for later. Back to work, hero. There was one thing I had meant to ask. How well do you know the XIV? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl?
He has not.
What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
Good talk.
I never doubted you for a moment.
It's alive.
Hello.
I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood, knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude. Time wears you down, aye. Solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for Emmett's self. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Glad tidings, my friend. The ladder lives again.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else.
Are you doing wordplay? Someone's in a good mood.
That's the spirit. Come on then.
We rode the ladder too, my comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watched the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us. Awed and terrified in equal measure. We ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears. No one but me remembers that day. Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
And up we go to the second half of this zone, which we can finally reach on the top rung. Still a ways to go vertically, but closer. And here we finally are at the top rung. The others should arrive ere long. Alphino, Darman, come up here. There's something I need you to see. What could this be about? Okay. Hopefully nothing bad. Alice, are you up this way? I hope so. Goodness, that is high up. We are high up. Alice, I'm not entirely sure where you shouted from. I might have gone too high. Alice? Oh, there you are. Good. That appears to be a village. There's a village, Derman, over to the northeast. So there is. Yet after 2 decades without the ladder in operation, I'd not be surprised if such an isolated settlement had long since been abandoned. Nor I. But that was before I spied someone leave it and proceed to head in our direction, all the while trying to remain unseen. Whoever this mysterious person is, they should still be out there. Go on and take a look, Derman. I just might. Who's sneaking over here? Search your surroundings for the mysterious person. You may move the camera and such. Right. This again. Let's search. I do think I see someone, although I am now a little curious to look around a bit. Ah, yes. So, there is also this shoebill. The creature stares at you unflinchingly. This probably isn't the mysterious person Alice saw. So, fun fact, in most of, or at least many of, the little quests and sequences where you do this sort of like search, find, target, sniper view type thing, a lot of them have some shoebill like this one, or maybe just this one every time, somewhere hidden in the environment, staring back at you, which is quite funny. But, you're probably the one we're actually looking for. Target sighted. You better run. You have located the mysterious person. However, it seems he has likewise spotted you and hurriedly turns back to the village. Well. I think I have an idea for where we should head next. There's someone, right? And they were spying on us. Personally, I don't feel comfortable not knowing who they are. What do you say we investigate? I'm curious too, I must admit. And I dare say we have a bit of time ere the others ascend. It's settled then. Let's head to the village and see if it is indeed inhabited. Good plan. As always, I will be somewhere behind you trying to catch up. Come on, Claude. Let's go! Mind the Rathlos. Not looking to get into unnecessary fights here. Oh. They just have these wandering around out here, do they? Good. It's looking a lot more desolate in general up here. Vegetation's a lot more sparse. But I do think I've found our settlement. Anyone around? Other than fellow players, I mean. Seeing anything? The crates and barrels are laden with unknown contents. Okay, so someone's here storing things at least. Snooping. I could have sworn I heard a noise. I'll knock. You hear faint sounds from inside the building. However, the door refuses to budge. Any other little entrances I could use? Perhaps not. Let's try another one. Any other doors I can knock on? Or dried victuals, which are almost as good? Food has been hung out to dry in the sun, and quite recently, by your reckoning. Peoples are definitely living here. And their hospitality skills are clearly a little rusty. Half-empty cup, you say? The cups are half empty, or half full, depending on how you see such things. Behind the counter, a kettle bubbles steadily over the stove. People, you could save us a lot of time by just coming out and saying hi. We're very nice. What news, Derman? Were you able to find anything of note? People are definitely still living here. Couldn't find our mysterious person, though. Maybe this place really isn't. No, come on. People are definitely still living here. Or the food has learned how to make itself. Indeed. While there's no one to be seen, 'tis plain that this village is anything but abandoned. If the villagers are trying to conceal themselves, they're doing a rather poor job of it. But if they don't wish to be seen, what are we to do? I say, aren't you the ones who saved my life? Who's this? Oh, you, right. You're Tristel, the artist from Yulmore. You remembered. Ever since we parted ways, I've worried for you, bound for the city as you were. Never did I imagine that we would meet again, and here of all places. We could say the very same thing to you, my friend. I'm glad to see you hale and whole. But tell me, what is this village? This is Amity, a settlement made up by those who survived being exiled from Yulmore. As I wandered the wilds, I chanced to cross paths with an inhabitant of these parts. He took me through a secret tunnel which led to the top of the bright cliff. I've been here ever since. Life is hard, but we know a semblance of peace. Well, we did, at any rate, until Mount Gulg broke away from the earth. Then, just as suddenly, the ladder started moving again. And you feared whoever was coming up would threaten your lives. Aye. But I see now there's no cause for concern. Will you tell me what's brought you up here? Oh, we have much to catch you up on. So Vothri's a sin-eater, and he's fled to Mount Gulg. 'Tis a strange tale, but I have no reason to doubt your words. I owe you my life. If there's anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Your help would be most welcome, Tristal. To begin with, we request your people's permission to reconnoiter the area. If we're to confront Vothri, we must find a way to reach Mount Gulg. Of course, you hardly need our permission to be here. I'll tell the others about you and yours. Now, we haven't much to offer in the way of hospitality, but our village is at your disposal. Please, use it as you see fit in your quest. I appreciate it. Well, this top half seems nice so far. I'm pleased to see that the villagers are no longer wary of us. I shall take the opportunity to ask about Mount Gulg. Oh, are there others out and about now? Oh, there are. Hello. Other people. How's the food? Sunning. If you're thinking of staying here, know that life in Amity is hard and often dangerous. You'll find no luxuries as you would in Yulmore, but you will feel alive. Yulmore is on a good track right now, but I'd say still probably not quite so good or wholesome a place as here. Glad to see people are surviving, one way or another. More so than the revelation that Vothri is a sin-eater, I'm surprised that the free citizens of Yulmore came together to work on the ladder. Is it possible for people to change so quickly? There was some brainwashing involved, which helps. Alisay's eager to get on with the task. Yet another hapless soul that Alphino saved from mortal danger, I see. Some things never change. At any rate, it seems that Brother has a mind to linger. Meanwhile, I have a mind for us to explore. Dermot and I are going to scout out the area. We'll be back in a while. Uh-oh. Very well then. Just take care out there. We shall. You gonna be good? Take care out there. If you sense even the slightest danger, pray, turn back at once. I'll try, but that's going to be very hard to drag Alisay away from. Well, let's poke around a bit. Claude, help with the walking. You're so much faster at it than I am. Ah, there you are. Nice little footpath they've made here. The path diverges. Let's split up so we can cover more ground. I'll go east if you'd be so kind as to head west. We can aim to meet at the foot of the mountain, taking note of what we see along the way. In a short while, then. Stay safe. Oh, your brother says we're supposed to run away if we run into... She's not listening. Okay. Let's see what we find out here. The shrubbery does kind of have a nice coloring about it. I like the little orange glowy bits. Yep. Oh, hi. Yeah, I guess it would make sense. Sin Eaters up here, the closer we get to the mountain. Probably should have expected. Go on, be dead. Thank you. Anything else needs surveying? Come on, Claude. Let's do some scouting. And more of you. Should have guessed. I'll fix it. There we go. Better. Alice! This is technically the sort of danger we were supposed to run away from. You're going to get me in trouble with your twin.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I don't know about you, but I bumped into quite a few sin eaters out there.
I did as well.
You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mount Gulg, the more of them there are. Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it? If I were Vorthri, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many sin eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind. This is going to be a tough climb. But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. The more I look, the less likely it seems. Y'shtola is right to be worried. But flying may be our only choice after all.
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
Oh, hello, you two.
Urianger. And you too, XR. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at Bottom Rung too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, let us see how this unfolds.
Oh my.
Well, it seems flying is off the table.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
It would seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us atop Rung. Thither should we make our way.
Alrighty. Back we go. Come on, Claude. Back to the ladder with us. Here we are. Oh, good. Everyone's up. That's a lot of you to check in with. I'm glad you went ahead to scout out the volcano. I don't suppose some grappling hooks will suffice. They'll have to be very long ones, and even then, I don't think we'd be any safer doing that than flying. Maybe even less. All that grinding and shaking. I was afraid the lift floor would fall out from underneath me. But don't worry. I'm sure the trembling will go away soon. Poor thing. Soon after you left, who should arrive in Amity but Urianger and the Exarch? I'm glad they were able to find you. Yeah, are you okay back there? Someone's excited about something. Some of us are more affected by caffeine than others. Forgive us our delay. The Exarch arrived and we took some time to apprise him of our mission. Thus we are all gathered, though Reen, I am afeard, did not much enjoy the ascent. Yeah, so I hear. Glad you're all up nice and safe, though. Hey, good job, you two. Oh, don't mind us. We're just taking in the sights. Ah, such an exhilarating ride, and such a magnificent view. Nothing in Yulmore compares to this. Concerned for my health, are you? Indeed, we are a little far from the Crystarium, but rest assured, this old man can muster up another wind for what is to come. Well, take care of yourself. I didn't expect to see the Chais here, though I suppose it's well within their rights. At any rate, it's time to tackle our next little obstacle, finding a way to reach Mount Gulg. For this, we'll need to put all our heads together. Right you are. But that is a problem for us to start figuring out next time. It is pretty, in a way. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a lovely weekend. I will see you next time for some more Shadowbringers. Take care until then. Goodbye.